Gora comes and says, Babaji said, why you are here? Why you are not in Almora? I don't go to sleep in Almora. Where do you sleep? I sleep in the chai shop here. So Gora goes back to Baba. I said, Baba stares at me. He can stay. So I sat, and I sat there. And then some Westerner came to Baba and brought him a box of Mozart pralines. This is very special chocolates from Austria, but it's close to Trieste. No, we appreciate much in Trieste. It was such a, I got already a long trip. I had some diarrhea problem in Pakistan and along the road. So I saw these chocolates I desire immediately came in me. And I saw that in the moment that I had the desire, Babaji was looking in the moment I had this desire, his eyes too touched me. And then he told this man, you distribute. So I felt strange, you know, like he caught my desire and he told this man, distribute to give me. But he distributed, and he distributed only to the devotees. There were not many, maybe a little box like this, 20. There were not much people with Baba, 8, 10, traveling, 9. So he gave, then he arrived to me, and I was sitting mixed with the Indian, and I was a little dirty, so he didn't give me anything. And he went back to Baba with the box. So Baba looked at him and he said, more. So he came back and didn't know what to do. He gave me all the box. And I was there with all the Indians. So I took out my little knife and I cut these chocolates in 4, so I could distribute all. And when I was cutting, I felt Baba's eyes coming. And then there was all this arti and mantras, and Shivai, and Muniraji's mother was there, and Baba made a lila with her, beautiful. And so I felt this very deep attraction, and a kind of thing that was coming on me like that I was absorbed into something. So, but I tried, my mind tried to resist that, you know, because I thought I was getting hypnotized, and, you know, my mind was producing all kind of thoughts like this. And then in the evening, I stayed there, and Gora came and said, Babaji tomorrow will perform here a fire ceremony. And you can participate, and you can also help to prepare the lunch tonight for tomorrow. And she said it as it was a big honor, no, to participate in preparing the lunch. And I said, well, you have to thank me, not. Anyway, I stayed there and peeled potatoes for a couple of hours with all the Indians. I fought with Muniraji's mother because she thought that I licked my hand. It was not true. She made a scene. She was fakiruli, you know, pakavala. And so it was very funny. But I had a great time. And in the morning, they told me I had to take a bath. So there was a little line of water there. And 5 o'clock in the morning, it was very cold. I took this bath there. And then I went, and Baba performed this incredible yagya, the only one who ever did that in that place, in this mandir. Incredible. After I realized it was incredible. In the moment I just looked at it. Anyway, at the end of the fire, Babaji told Gora to bring me to him. So I was there. And there was Shastriji, and there was a lila also with Shastriji, but that's just too long story. And so he suddenly turns to me, you can ask me anything you want. And Dora told me in Italian, ha detto che gli puoi chiedere quello che vuoi. So I didn't know, I didn't think of anything. So I hear my voice saying, I want to come with you. And he was very sweet because it inclined his head and said, no. But very sweet, with a beautiful smile. He said, no, you go back to your country. And okay, I didn't have intention, of course, to go back to my country. And so he left with this group of people that were going on in the yatra. I think Gujarat all the way. Anyway, I went back to my trip. And from that moment on, before that, some difficulties, my trip problems. From that on, everything went very smooth. I always met the right people. I stayed long in Rishikesh, in Nepal, Pokhara, Annapurna. I visited. It was very nice, and everything was all right. And then I went back to Italy. It was a long trip, like 8 months, and in the next year, all my life changed. It says all my friends changed, everything changed. And then around beginning of 780, I had a couple of dreams of Baba who said, come, come. And then I didn't have passport because I had to go the army service. After a few months, the passport came, also very lucky. Then I went to Haidakhandi in 80 and stayed till 81 when I had my training. It was very nice. So,
wow.
That's how I was called.
Yeah. Very persistent.
Yes, in this moment I developed this desire to meet him, and I didn't realize it was a little bit too much, because all the difficulties, but I had to see him then.
And what was it like
and I roamed around Kumon. It is my home place. Then in another instance, I was there like this, Baba did something to me, I was totally, zero-legged, lost, finished, and I was sitting like this, and so Baba looked at me and said, Kya? And I asked him, Baba, was I with you in some past life? And he said, yes, you were with me in Nainital. He told me. And so I felt, that's why maybe I feel so familiar and I feel so at home in Kumon. I love Kumon.
What was it like when you came back the next year?
Well, when I came back, it was very nice because I came back in 80 and I came back and everything was under control. And, I came by the dam. You know that point where there are some cliffs, like 40, 50 meters high? And then I arrived there and I go up the road. I had grown a beard. And I go towards the ashram, half the stairs I meet Gora. And I said, Gora, ti ricordi, I'm Fabio, that Italian, in Almora. And she was, yes, maybe vaguely I remember. I said, Babaji is there on the Gufa side. So I go there, and when I first time I came, I didn't make pranam to him. So this time I arrived, and while I was approaching, I decided to go flat on the floor. And then I realized something like, if he doesn't take me, I go back to the cliff and I jump down. This was my mood. And so I went flat. He was standing in the they were working, so he was on a stone. I had a beautiful white sweater because it was cold. I went flat in the mud. And then he looked at me and he said, "You come alone?" And I said, "Yes." To come. So he brought me in front of the temple of the Mother. There were only two temples, the Mother and Radha Krishna. And we sat there, and at a moment I was sitting there like this, and I was looking at him, and first this burst of love, and I was thinking, how beautiful you are, Baba. No? I was thinking, and every time I was thinking like this, he was doing like he was, so beautiful. And then at a certain moment, he told me, now you go up and wait for me in the garden at 5 o'clock. So I went up in the garden, and Baba was giving darshan there in the garden next to the ashram. And somebody comes with the harmonium and they start Om Namah Shivaya. And then the dam broke. I felt that I was arrived at home. And would have never abandoned me. And so I started crying, because it was such a relief, to all the pain and the thing of life, was there. I was safe. It was so beautiful. I started crying, incredibly crying, so much that Loknath was there. Very sweet Loknath, and he came to me and he said, "Are you all right?" Because I was crying for half an hour, and I said, "I'm so happy." It was so beautiful. And then Baba came, and so I had brought him some candles, beautiful candles, and some chocolates, because memory of the other thing with the chocolates. And so I went there and I gave all these things, and he told me, "What is your name?" And he said, "Fabio." I said, No. Your name, Ramlota. And I turned, and Gora was there, and I said, what does it mean? And this is only Gora can do this. She told me, Lelota is the thing we used to go to shit. Oh. That's Gora vintage. She was supreme. So I said, well, but I was so happy that he had taken me, and then so I was so emotional. I didn't know where to go, these very narrow things, so I jumped on the level of Baba to go away, and he said, "Me, no," and then I get all emotion, so I fell in the roses, I smashed a rose plant, and but I was so happy. I was so very happy. And then it all started there, the training. It was 7 months. And yeah, I got the main training there.
What kind of training?
Well, Baba taught me to serve. That's what he taught me, basically, if I have to say in a word. And then this service, you deepen and deepen it, The more you practice, the more you see how deep it is. Service. You can serve in so many levels, so many ways. It's very deep. Karma Yoga.
And did you ever get your name explained to you? Who finally gave you the correct definition of your name?
No, immediately, after a while. Well, as you know, Ramlota does not exist in India.
I know. We're the only two Ramlotis and Ramlotas in the world.
When I was some Indian were asking me, "What is your name?" And I said, "My Guru called me Ramlota." They were all laughing, probably somebody likes God Cup, no? Mm-hmm. Something like this, God's Cup or something. I don't know. So they were all laughing. But, I had many explanations of my name, Anyone who is the container of Ram, mm-hmm. One Swami in Rishikesh, you have a beautiful name. Mm-hmm. What contains Ram? Mm-hmm. The whole universe. So, yeah.
And now?
And now?
How is Baba in your heart now?
Oh, it's very nice, this period for me. Because even more deep. I served a lot here at the ashram in Cisternino before, and then also 11 years as president. Many responsibilities and troubles, and now is a period that I can retire, and it's very deep. I can go more and more. I like it a lot.
And how do you? What are your practices now? Do you do some meditation and japa, puja?
I do some practice in the morning. For many years, Muniraji had told me you have to do something in the morning. For many years I tried for a few months, and then something was happening. I was dropping the practice. Yeah? And also because I was doing much service, much karma yoga at the ashram, and here I said, okay, if I don't do this. Instead, since like about 10 years now, I started to really do every morning, and I sit beautiful, and Yeah, it's really every moment, I feel like I'm trying to bring it in every single moment. Whatever you are doing, in whatever situation, your job, anything, to be in that. It's very beautiful.
We're very blessed.
Yes, we are all very blessed. Yes.
And do you feel him here now that we're all together also?
Yes, very beautiful when we gather like this, yes. Also, I try to go to Haidakhandi when I can, once a year. For Navaratri especially, I enjoy very much. Yeah. Also to have brothers there, Gorari, who is doing an incredible service.
Bole Babaji.
Jai.